This video is going to go over the requirement. It's the third one under grade 10, which is watch, estimate your college costs. So college costs money, and depending on where you go, it's going to be more or less expensive. So what we want to introduce you to is the different sources where you can go and see how much each of those colleges cost. So click on this activity, and what it's going to pull up is an embedded video what you can watch. So go ahead and click on that video, watch it. You can pause this video and watch this video because it's going to give you the information that you need to do the quiz on the next page. So we're going to go over that together here in just a second. It's probably the hardest quiz that we have. We have three of them, but we'll show you and it'll make sense here. So with this, again, we want you to be educated on how much the different colleges cost. So what you can do is go to collegescorecard.ed.gov. And this is going to give you a lot of great information on how much colleges cost, and then also kind of what you can be expecting as far as salary after your investment in college. So this is going to pull up colleges in Indiana for you, so you can kind of figure out what you're wanting, to where you're wanting to go and what you're wanting to do. So you can even type in if you're wanting business, which was my degree. So you can type in business administration, and it will sort that information in Indiana of all the schools that have a business degree to them. So it kind of start tailoring your college search a little bit more. So once you kind of go over that information, you can exit out of this. And then this is going to tell you a little bit if you're wanting to complete the college cost estimator in the FAFSA estimator, you would need this information to actually do that. So it can kind of give you an estimated amount financially that you may receive from the Federal Department of Education. So you don't have to do this if you don't want to, but it is an option for you if you're wanting. So once you've done all that, you can click on proceed to next step. And this is the quiz that I was telling you about. So did you watch the estimating your college cost? Go ahead and click yes to that because you just watch it. Did you complete the college cost estimator for yourself? You can click yes if you did this, but again, it's not required. So you can go ahead and click no. So the rest of these are going to be answered in the video. So we suggest that you take notes or you have this page up when you are watching the video. But we're going to go over the answers together now so you have that information. So the first question under here is, which answer best describes what the expected family contribution amount is? So when you complete the FAFSA, which is the free application for federal student aid, it's going to take all the tax information for you and your parents and like your assets and a bunch of other factors, and it's going to condense it down into a number. And that number is just an estimate of your family's financial strength. So it's not the amount that the Federal Department of Education thinks that you're going to need to pay towards anything, but it's an amount that we can use to see how much financial aid you might be eligible for. So the correct answer is the first one. So which answer best describes self-help aid? So when you think about self-help aid, it's money that you bring to the table. So it's going to be the second one. It's the amount of money that you either need to borrow or the money that you pay out of pocket. So borrowing is considered self-help aid because you are taking on the obligation to pay that money back. So that's why it's considered self-help aid. 21st Century Scholars is gift aid because it is a scholarship. Even though you earn that, it is free money for you to go to college. And then scholarships and grants, again, are just free money that you get. It's not considered self-help aid. So gift aid is that free money that I just talked about. So it is the money that you're expected to receive from scholarships and grants. It's the first one. So it's not the money that you're expected to contribute, because that would be determined by what school that you go to. And gift aid is the amount of money that I'd need to borrow. Again, borrowing is self-help aid, so it's not the third one. So the correct answer is the first one. So every student is going to be eligible for student loans. So you do not have to take out any student loans if you don't want to. So you're not required to borrow the full amount. As a dependent student, which most students are when they go to college, your first year, you're going to be eligible for $5,500. If you only need 2,000 of that, don't borrow 5,500. Just borrow 2,000. So you uncheck that you are required to borrow the full amount, because that is not true. These are kind of true and false. So check the ones that are true. So if you have a student loan, the amount listed may be an estimate. It may be more than you need to borrow, and you should only borrow what you actually need. That is correct. So again, if you only need 2,000, don't take out 5,500. Just take out $2,000. I may not have to use any student loans at all if I find other ways to cover my expenses. That is true as well. If you can pay out of pocket, if you can save, if you can find extra scholarships or work or something, do work study, that is going to be preferred than to take out a student loan. So that is something that it's obviously your choice, but we encourage you not have to take out student loans if you don't have to. I will have to repay back any student loans I take out plus interest. That is true. So I'm not exactly sure what the interest rate, it fluctuates every year, but that is something that any amount of interest, which is just the money that you would pay on top of the amount that you borrow in order to have the privilege of borrowing somebody else's money. So sometimes it's at 4.8% interest. I think when I had student loans, it was at 6% interest, which isn't bad, which means that you would essentially be paying $60 if at a 6% interest for every $1,000 that you borrow per year, which is not bad unless you have a $100,000 worth of student loans. That means you'd be paying 6% or $6,000 per year. So that is something that you want to be educated and make sure that you're making good decisions on the grounds of what you're going to be borrowing. So did anyone help you complete the Indiana College Cost Estimator? If you checked no up above, you can go ahead and check no again. But it may be a parent, or it may be a guidance counselor, whoever it was, they helped you. This drop-down menu will drop down, and you could put that person's name. I'm just going to click no for this time. So how does this activity help you with your college planning? So we want to know, how does knowing how to pay for your college help you be successful? So maybe it encouraged you to start looking for scholarships. Maybe there's something else that it kind of sparked within you in order to start looking at that. So type in whatever response that you want, 7 to 10 words. I'm just going to put it helped with scholarships. You can see once you have everything done and it's correct, hit save and finish, and it should mark that requirement off for you. So just to look at the answers to the quiz, it's going to be yes, no, answer 1, answer 2, answer 1. Do not check the first one, but check the next 3. And then yes or no, and then just the short answer. You hit save and finish, and then you are going to have a green check mark here at Watch Estimate Your College Costs. So if you have any questions, you need anything, reach out to us. But that is how you check that requirement off.